There's something cooking in the neighborhood. From where I stand, it's looking mighty good. You're gonna love it. Come dine with me. Come dine with me. Come dine with me.
Hello everybody and welcome to Come Dine With Me, Western New York, sponsored by Key Video Productions, Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino, and Ventura's Cascada Collision. I'm your host, Oliver Wolf.
And I'm Jan Farrington. Now, our show introduces you to the area's best restaurant treasures. We're going to meet their chefs who are going to prepare those same mouth-watering signature dishes you've come to expect when dining out. And you're going to learn some of their trade secrets to making them on your own.
Jan, today's show, it's all about Italian cuisine. We visit the Village Eatery Italian Bistro in Lockport, La Cascada at the Seneca Niagara Resort, and of course, Elio DePalo's in Blaisdell. And then we finish up back in Lockport for some authentic Italian desserts, courtesy of Mama Molinaro.
Oh, Mama makes the best desserts. My favorite are her cuccidaris. They're out of this world.
Is she the queen of cuccidari?
She sure is.
I heard about her.
And then our grill boy makes a traditional margarita pizza on the big green egg. Are you starting to catch the Italian theme yet?
Slightly, yeah.
So let's head on over to one of my favorite restaurants in Lockport and see what Chef Art Christie and owner Peter Clary have for us.
There's a buzz going around town. I don't know where I've been. Maybe my head's been in the sand. But I happened to try at a restaurant that I heard about. People are talking about it all over the place. It's called the Village Eatery and Italian Bistro up in Lockport. I had a few of their dishes there. I was so impressed. I asked Peter, the owner of the restaurant, to come and show us one of his signature dishes today. So, Peter, it's a real pleasure to meet with you.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you taking the time out to show us one of your signature dishes. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
This is one of my favorite dishes, named it Chicken Pietro.
Now, Pietro in Italian means?
Peter, what else?
So how did that work out? Pretty good, huh? Good thing.
Okay, first we have boneless, skinless chicken breast that's been cleaned up and it's slightly pounded out, and then we're going to cut it into small strips.
Okay.
Okay, now we have our chicken cut into slices, nice slices, and now we're going to flour, just plain flour. It's not seasoned. We're going to season it in the pan. All right, you want to help me here, Art?
Sure. Just a little bit of flour. And this is unseasoned because there's so many other things we're going to add to the dish.
That's right.
Not needed to have it pre-seasoned. Good idea.
Okay, we have the chicken that's been floured. Now we're going to heat up a pan with some oil and a little bit of butter, and then we're going to saute the chicken. Ready?
So add a little oil to here?
Yep.
About that much is
Cover,
good?
yep, cover the bottom of the pan. A little
Okay.
bit of cooking butter. Beautiful. Now we're going to get the chicken. I use my fingers. We're going to get it in there, and we're going to saute it on one side for just a couple minutes.
This is going to add a nice little crust to it,
Absolutely,
I believe, huh?
absolutely.
Sear all the juices in, make it nice and tender.
Just got to make sure your pan is nice and hot. Okay, now we've been sauteing the chicken for about 2 minutes on one side. Now we're going to flip it over.
Flip it over. Oh yeah, you got a nice
Beautiful.
crust going.
Get a little crust on it. And then we're going to start adding some of the ingredients that make this dish a wonderful dish.
I'll let that cook for a minute or so, I guess, too, right?
Yep.
Now we can start adding our stuff. What's next?
How about a little garlic?
Okay.
Use a spoon here.
Can never have too much garlic, right?
Never too much. Little salt and pepper.
It's a good idea to, when you're seasoning, to layer everything.
Everything layered around. We get some mushrooms in there. These are chopped up portobello mushrooms, just the caps. And let that saute for just a minute.
Oh, I can smell what? Too bad they don't have smell-o-vision.
Smells good.
Huh?
Smells good.
Smells amazing.
And now we're going to add some Chardonnay wine. You ready?
Whatever we don't drink, we'll cook with. How's that?
Absolutely.
And that's going to deglaze the pan, get all those little pond at the bottom of the pan.
Yep.
Okay.
Cook that down. We're going to add chicken base. About half a cup?
About a half a cup should do it.
Now we're gonna let this cook down for a few minutes. When the dish ends, we're gonna be tossing in pre-cooked linguine, and then we're gonna finish it off.
So Peter, I understand you've been in business now at the location for how many years?
36 years.
36 years. I went out and tried it for myself, and I got to tell you, I was absolutely blown away. When I walked in, the feel that I got, the wine list was great.
Sometimes people coming from Buffalo think you need a suitcase and, a ticket to travel to Lockport, but it's not that far. It's 15, 20 minutes from the north towns, and we have a lot of people coming in from Buffalo. When they come, they have a great dish. Word of mouth always builds it up, and they bring friends back who've discovered this new place.
That's why I loved it. The food was just amazing.
Okay, now we're going to add some nice sun-dried tomatoes.
And those are dry, right?
These are dry. They're
okay.
not in oil. They've been julienned. There we go.
Put
some
those
nice
in there.
flavor.
Nice color too, I would imagine. Huh?
Absolutely, yeah. Then we're going to add some artichokes that are quartered.
And those are just the ones in the brine, I believe?
In a brine,
okay.
yes.
Rinse out the brine
Yes.
and put them in there.
A little bit of oregano, a little pinch. And a little bit of some basil.
That's just regular baby spinach.
Baby
We're just going to
spinach.
wilt that down.
Baby spinach, when you add it last, it cooks very, very fast. Let's get a little butter in here.
That'll add some decadence to it, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Smooth it out, absolutely. That is unbelievable. And the bread, I could just make a meal on this. You make this
And
every day
many
in
people
house.
make a meal just on the bread.
Delicious. So why don't you tell us your location again?
We're in Lockport. It's the Village Eatery Italian Bistro at 429 Davison Road. Come on out and visit us.
Great cooking with you today, Peter.
Thank you. Come dine with me, Western New York.
This portion of the program was sponsored in part by Key Video Productions, television, video, DVD. For your business, for all of life's events, check out keyvideo.com, Buffalo's premier television and video production house. Corporate image, sales, training, you name it, and we're ready to go to work for you. Call, click, or visit Key Video today.
Some call it luck. Others believe in the invisible hand of fate. Maybe it's magic or a higher power. Here, we like to think there's a perfect match for all of us. Seneca Resorts and Casinos. Nothing else comes close.
I'm here today with Chef Justin Nelson.
Hey, thank you,
Justin,
Chef.
how are you?
Very
Welcome.
good.
Justin was our La Cascada chef at the Seneca Niagara Resort and a fairly new addition to our team. You came from the Borgata in Atlantic City, and I know you joined the CIA, not that CIA, the Culinary Institute of America. And what are you showing us today?
Today we're going to be doing a grilled veal chop saltimbocca.
All right, very good.
All right, well the first thing we want to do is grab our bone-in veal chops. These are a 10-ounce veal chop.
Beautiful.
Yes, we're going to lightly brush them with a little bit of olive oil. We're going to put some salt and pepper on them. Now that we have a good salt and pepper crust on our veal chops, we're going to put them onto our preheated grill plate. Get some nice, beautiful golden grill marks on them.
And that's really what you want to hear, the sizzle once it hits the pan. Pan is not hot enough, then you just boil your meat, and that's not good.
Yeah, it's not hot enough, it may stick as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to let these sit here for about 1.5 to 3 minutes, depending on how hot your pan is. Obviously, you don't want to get them too dark, but we do want some nice grill marks on there. As you can see, we have some grill marks, not too dark, not too light. You don't want to overpower the rest of the ingredients, so looks perfect. We're going to put them on a sheet pan with a little bit of parchment paper.
Looking good.
All right, now let's start assembling the veal saltimbocca.
Now the Two ingredients that belong in every saltimbocca, right?
Yes, chef. Prosciutto and sage, two of my favorite ingredients. First, we're going to take some chiffonade of sage. We chiffonade this so we can release some of the oils. This herb is closely related to rosemary. Many people are familiar with rosemary, not many familiar with sage.
It also has anti-aging components in there, the sage. You know, a lot of the lotions and potions we put on ourselves containing sage, and back in the old days, sage was used for to preserve meat.
All right, now that we have a good amount of sage on top of these veal chops, we're going to cover it with a little bit of prosciutto di Parma. Now, so we have some thin slices here. We'll probably put maybe a slice and a half on each veal chop. All right, now that we have the sage and the prosciutto on top of the veal chop, we're going to cover it with buffalo mozzarella. We're going to pop them in the oven at about 375 degrees for about 5 to 7 minutes. We have the veal chop saltimbocca in the oven. We can start working our sauce. For today, I personally love a mushroom red wine demi. So first we're going to take a couple tabs of butter, throw it in a preheated pan. We're going to add our mushrooms, our minced shallot, and a little bit of sliced garlic. Now we're going to toss that all around, make sure it's all coated with butter.
Now for our viewers out there, they can get the veal chop, that particular preparation, the saltimbocca style, at La Cascada.
Yes, chef.
And for those viewers out there who haven't been to La Cascada lately,
We have great flatbreads, calamari, and a variety of fresh pasta dishes. Now that you can hear the pans building up some heat, add a little salt and pepper, kosher salt, fresh cracked black pepper. And the red wine that I chose to use today is a Palazzo della Torre. So, add about half a cup or so. We're going to take this wine and reduce it down to almost a syrup. And then once it's reduced all the way down, we're going to add about a cup of brown veal stock. Oh, thank you, chef. And now we're going to reduce that down by about half.
Oh, really good. Nice and juicy, the veal. You get the sage flavor, the smokiness from the prosciutto. Very, very nice.
Thank you so much, chef. And if you'd like to try the veal saltimbocca, come down to La Cascada at the Seneca Niagara Casino and Resort. Come dine with me, Western New York.
Chef Justin with his grilled veal saltimbocca, not bad.
It looks delicious. Oh, those ingredients, I'll put those together. That's
Yeah.
quite a nice combination.
Oh, it's awesome. You know, saltimbocca always the prosciutto and the sage in there. I like his touch with the fresh mozzarella on it. And Chef Justin does a phenomenal job at the La Cascada restaurant. I mean, the viewers who haven't been there yet, please come and check it out. Homemade pasta, great seafood. So really well worth a visit. And speaking of great Italian restaurants, Jen.
Oh, well, in 1965, Hall of Fame wrestler Elio DePalo opened the doors to a Buffalo, New York tradition and one of the most popular Italian-American dining spots in Western New York.
And today, the tradition carries on with his namesake grandson, Elio, who's helping to fulfill his grandfather's incredible vision.
Welcome to Elio DePalo's restaurant. It's a family affair here as we carry on tradition of my grandfather of serving great food, sharing stories, talking sports, and celebrating with friends and family at the Ringside Lounge.
Hi, I'm Bud Carpenter, head athletic trainer with the Buffalo Bills. Also proud to be the president of the Elio DePalo Scholarship Fund. With the passing of Elio DePalo, everybody was in a state of grief So we decided to create what's called the Elio DePalo Scholarship Fund. We now give out 6 scholarships a year. We're narrowing in on $1 million that we've raised through Western New York. We have a celebrity chef dinner, and we also have a celebrity golf tournament. The celebrity chef dinner has been a lot of fun over the years. It's a night of festivities, it's friends, and everybody seems to know each other after all these years.
Bud Carpenter has been a friend of the DePalo family for longer than I've been around. In fact, I call him Uncle Bud. So what better way to honor him than have a dish in his name, the Carpenter Cacciatore. This one's for you, Uncle Bud. To make the dish, we saute our chicken and Italian sausage and add our homemade cacciatore sauce, which includes green peppers, onions, and mushrooms, and then we marinate it in our famous house sauce. And once that's all done, we serve it over a bed of our spaghetti pasta. And then we top it with our shredded mozzarella and fresh parsley. The Carpenter Cacciatore, a fresh take on an Italian classic.
Throughout the years, we've had many dishes here at Elio's, and now to be honored with the Carpenter Cacciatore, it was kind of a neat thing, but it's been a great relationship. Dennis and Michael carried on the legacy for their dad. He'd be so proud of what they've accomplished in the restaurant, let alone what we've accomplished through the Scholarship Fund.
It's always a great day at Elio DePalo's. We'll see you at the Ringside Lounge.
Closed captioning provided by
CarStar Relax, we'll take it from here.
At Ventura's CarStar Collision, we work hard to make the repair process easy. Our highly trained technicians will restore your vehicle to pre-accident condition in no time. And we provide exceptional customer service. But you don't have to take our word for it. There's only one name to remember, Ventura's CarStar Collision. Relax, we'll take it from here.
Roger's Tips. With me, Chef Roger Bell. The best way for you to enhance your dishes at home and impress your friends is to grow your own garden. At the beginning of the season, I head off to Gullo's with my usual shopping list in hand. The must-haves are basil, thyme, and chives. Every year, I like to go out of my comfort zone and try something a little different. This year, I did Swiss chard and cilantro. When planting, be very strategic about where your plants go in the ground. It's very important for plant placement. Some plants need more sun than others. Be aware of where the sun rises and sets in relation to your garden. For example, I have some cilantro here that's turning into coriander from too much sunlight, which isn't a bad thing because I can also use that in soups and sauces. One thing that does very well in sunlight is the tomato plant. There's no other taste quite like a fresh tomato off the vine. Now that's what I call placement.
Welcome back to Come Dine With Me, Western New York. I'd like to remind you to check out our Facebook page. There you'll find great information on upcoming events and be able to view the recipes and dishes highlighted each week on our show. Also, visit our easy-to-navigate website, comedinewithme.wny.com, and follow us on Instagram for a behind-the-scenes look at the making of our program. Right now, it's time to head outside to grill up some pizza.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff from Artisan Kitchens. I'm here today with Dan. Dan's a Big Green Egg owner and lover. Today we're gonna make some pizza.
Nothing comes out like a pizza on the egg. It's totally different than a regular grill. You just don't see things like this. You see a lot of smokers, you see a lot of grills. The green egg is a combination of both. It gets hot, stays hot. My wife likes to refer to it as the kiln.
Well, I think it's gonna be exciting today because we're gonna make some pizza dough. Now you said you've used some dough from maybe the supermarket before and maybe not had too good of results, right?
Correct. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, this will be great. Now you told me that you've got a little baking in the family history?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
My grandfather came here from Italy and he was the pastry chef at the Statler for some 50 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, we're gonna put you to the test today, Dan. Pizza is a kind of an elusive thing, and a lot of people get frustrated at making pizza on the egg because the dough can be cumbersome. The key to pizza crust and really great performance in the Big Green Egg is all about the flour. This is called a Caputo flour or a double O flour. It's only made in Italy. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't have a lot of gluten in it. It allows the crust to really stay crisp on the bottom but stay soft on the top. It's real simple. All you do is pour this entire bag right into your mixer. When you make the dough, you use pizza yeast, salt, and you mix that in about 20 ounces of water, and the dough is ready in really about 5 to 7 minutes. Got it on the board with a little bit of flour. We're just gonna cut it into about 6 equal pieces. We're gonna form these into balls. And really all you wanna do is just fold the dough under itself.
It was really amazingly quick, because usually I've used ready-made dough. Less gluten I think is good, and frankly, the pizza dough is a lot easier to work with.
And then you can bring it to the table, add a little flour to it, stretch it out, and make your pizza. We did the traditional margarita pizza. It's just the crust, the sauce, some fresh mozzarella, and basil.
And once the egg's fired up, the rest is pretty simple. You can pretty much do whatever you want from that point.
Dan has a pizza stone, and we had that stone at about 700 degrees, and it really does a great job at cooking the crust.
You know, Jeff, one of the reasons I like using this egg for the pizzas is the wood taste. The smoky flavor really comes through, and it's quick. I can actually come home from work, and within an hour I can have a pizza.
Soft on top, crispy on the bottom. That dough really set up and cooked nicely on that stone in about 6 minutes. So Dan, what do you think? Pizza on the big green egg?
Are you kidding? Always.
Fresh ingredients, beautiful weather. Cooking pizza with Dan was a great experience. He tried it a few times himself, so when he was able to see how simple it was, it really is gonna make him excited about using his big green egg in the great outdoors even more.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well done.
This portion of the program was sponsored in part by Artisan Kitchens and Baths, Western New York's most interactive showroom.
We're here at this summer's Italian festival. Coming up, my Nana's making our favorite Italian cookies.
Make your living room jealous with Miele built-in appliances from Artisan Kitchens and Baths.
The romance of Tuscany, the flavor of DePalo's, everything you love about DePalo's, the food, the friendship, the family. Whether in our elegant dining room or outside in the courtyard, the atmosphere is authentic. For a simple dinner out or the affair of a lifetime, find Tuscany in your own backyard. Elio DePalo's Restaurant, Banquets and Ringside Lounge in Blaisdell, a family restaurant with a gourmet touch.
Make your living room jealous with Miele built-in appliances from Artisan Kitchens and Baths.
Hi, Mike Molinaro here from Molinaro's Ristorante. I have my mother, Antoinette Molinaro, aka Mama Molinaro, Nonna, and the list goes on and on. Today we're doing the Italian classic cookie, the cucciadati. My mom's going to show us how to do that.
Okay, we're going to put in the flour.
Do you want to tell anybody how much flour and everything that you use, or?
No.
No. So we're not giving out the recipe today.
Okay. Our sugar.
So we're doing flour, sugar.
Flour, sugar, shortening.
Okay.
Eggs. Just the.
I'm not going to tell them how many eggs we're using?
No.
No. Okay.
Milk. Baking powder.
Okay.
And vanilla. And now we start slowly to mix.
How long do you generally let this mix for?
2-3 minutes at the most, depending.
Okay.
Okay, this is good.
So let that down.
This dough is nice and manageable and good to work with. And we're going to put a little flour for dusting so it doesn't stick. And here we go.
So you're going to work it a little bit more.
Going to work a little bit more. So.
When did you start learning how to do this, Mom?
I was about 12, 13 years old.
Yeah?
Nonna thought we shouldn't sleep, that we have to learn. So.
Right.
So we'll cut this in half. work with half first.
Was it like a special occasion that you would do these for, or did you do them all the time?
Well, mostly we would do these for Christmas, but later on in the years we made them more often, like for weddings, because everybody likes them.
Yeah, they're a lot of work though.
Yeah, but it's worth it. Okay, so we'll roll it.
So about 10 years ago, we decided to put a bakery into our restaurant and pizzeria. So now we have New York style pizza, restaurant, and Italian bakery. We feature a lot of our homemade cookies like this, the cucciadati, pastries like the Napoleons, cannoli. We have like 5 different kinds of cannoli. And all of them are my mother and my grandparents' recipes. You can get some of these Italian delicacies like your nonna or grandmother used to make.
Okay, now we're gonna cut the sides to make it even.
And I know if my kids were here, they'd be eating
The
the dough.
Okay, now we have our fig filling, which consists of figs, dates, almonds, they're roasted, orange peel, and a pineapple juice that we put in so it stays moist. So now we're putting it on the dough. Yeah, just a little egg wash, the white egg. And this is one row. And then we cut them into little portions like this. We bake them at 350 degrees for about 15 to 18 minutes, depending.
Go by the color?
By the color, yes.
So now I believe we're gonna start frosting these, right?
Right, we let them cool just for a little bit, so they're cooled enough so the frosting won't
Stick
drip
to 'em.
as much.
Okay.
So what I normally do is just dump it in the frosting and then just get a few jimmies here.
So this is Nonna's recipe right here, the finished product. If you want to come and try them, we're at 90 Walnut Street in Lockport. We do a ton of Italian specialties, pizzas, wings, pastas, salads, of course Italian cookies. So come check us out.
Come dine with me, Western New York.
Thanks, Michael. Never forget, Mama always knows best.
That's right.
Well, Jen, that has been a terrific show. Before we go, though, I want to remind you.
Yes, we want to support our local businesses that partner with our show. They really help keep the economy going.
Absolutely.
Plus, the restaurants, the food is delicious, the views are gorgeous, and
Right.
you know, just take advantage of all that we have here. We'll be back next week on Channel 7 right here. We hope you will be too. For the staff and crew at Key Video Productions and our entire team, I'm Jan Farrington.
And I'm Oliver. Remember, food rules.